Hi, fams. In this very lesson, we're going to be solving the first question we are given as a take-home in our previous lesson on balancing of non-redox chemical equation. So we're given a couple of questions. So this very question was the very first. So let's see how many people solve this question right. Now we're asked to balance B2BR6 plus HNO3 equals to B open bracket NO3 plus a smaller atom here, that's a substrate 3 plus HBr. Now, first of all, in our previous lesson, we said that there are major two methods, which can be used to solve something like this, or we can be used to balance chemical equation. We said, first of all, we have what we call the trial and error method, and the second method is what we call the algebraic method. So now to save our time, we're going to be using the second method, and if you look at this is quite a tricky one. So first of all, let's see if this is balanced or not. So if you look at the boron, we have two atoms of boron. On the reactant, two atoms of boron. On the product end, we have just one atom of boron. So boron is not balanced. It means this equation is not balanced. So when you look at the bromine, that's the bromine, we have 6 atoms of bromine here. We have one atom of bromine. So bromine also is not balanced. So when you look at the hydrogen here, one atom of hydrogen, hydrogen is balanced. Nitrogen, one atom, nitrogen is one here, but we have a smaller external atom here, general one that affects everyone in the bracket. So nitrogen here is 3, oxygen is 3, oxygen here is 3, alongside the 3 here, that is 9. So we have only hydrogen as the balance element here. So we're going to be using the other method, which is the algebraic method, in order to hasten things up. So first of all, we're going to be adding our coefficients to each of this. We add our coefficients to the reactant and also to the product. Don't forget what was said in our previous lesson. And when it comes to using algebraic method, now we're going to fill up everything, that's both the reactant and the product. We're going to fill them up with assumed, coefficient. But we're going to leave out one of the reactant or the product. So you're not just going to fill up everything. So you're going to leave out either one of the reactant or one of the product. But then others are going to get a given assumed coefficient. So we can start with this. I can say yes A. I can say yes B. I can leave this out and give the C to this. I can give the C to this and leave this one out, whichever one. So now let's go. The next thing we're going to do now is that we're going to write out each of the atoms each reactant and product has. So what do we have? The first element here is boron. So how many atoms of boron do we have? We have 2 atoms of boron. So the coefficient here, we multiply each of this. Don't forget that whatever coefficient you have outside, that's external, affect everyone, everything, all the atoms of element, both the ones in the bracket and the ones outside the bracket. So boron here is 2, that's 2A. No other boron on the reactant, so equals to, then we switch over to the product. Now boron here is just one atom, that's just 1. So 2A equals to 1, no other boron, we're done with that. Then the next thing is bromine. How many atoms of bromine do we have? We have 6 atoms of bromine. 6 times A is 6A, no other bromine here, equals to, we have just one bromine here, which is just one atom. So 1 times C is C. So we're done with that. So the next element is hydrogen. Just have one atom of hydrogen. 1 times B is B, equals to, no other hydrogen here, because we have one hydrogen here. 1 times C is C. So the next is nitrogen. So how many atoms of nitrogen do we have here? We just have one atom of nitrogen. 1 times B is B, equals to nitrogen, one atom that's going to be affected by this external atom, this substrate. So that's going to be 3 atoms of nitrogen. No, no coefficient attached, just 3. As simple as that. So another nitrogen. So I think we're done with that. Then oxygen, which is the very last element. 3 atoms of oxygen. 3 times B is 3B, equals to, altogether 9 atoms of oxygen. That will be equals to 9. No other oxygen. So we are done with all the elements. Boron, bromine, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. So you're just going to take all this elements off, and you're going to be left with a simultaneous equation. So you have a simultaneous equation here. So you see, this method is very simple and also super effective. So we have, first of all, we have 2 equal to 1, 6A equal to C, B equal to C, B equals to 3 equation 4, 3B equals to 9. As simple as ABC. So we have, first of all, 2A equals to 1, divide both sides by 2. A is equals to 1 over 2. we've gotten our value for A, the first coefficient. So if A is 1 over 2, you can see B is very direct. B is 3, and 3B equals to 9. You divide both sides by 3. B also is 3. So B is so clear, and the rest. So B is 3. So how do we get our C? If B is 3, it means, as you can see, B is equal to C. So what does that mean? It means 3 equals to C. So it means C also is 3. So what do we do? We're going to fix all this into this very, equations. So what do we have? First of all, A. A is 1 over 2. Then what do we have? B2 BR6 plus the B is 3 times HNO3. Then down to the product. This does have a n coefficient, as you can see. This B NO3 with a smaller atom out there. Then plus the C is 3 times HBr. So what I'm going to do next, this 3 over 1, this 3 over 1, and this 1 over 2. So as you can see, we're going to look for the LCM of the bases, 2, 1, and 1. So the LCM of 2, 1, and 1 is 2. So we're going to use 2 to multiply all through. Each of the reactants and products, we get a coefficient of 2 this time around. So that will be times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2. So 2 takes out 2 here. We have B2 BR6 plus 6 HNO3 equals 2B NO3 with a smaller 3 out there. Then 3 times 2 is 6, 6 HBr. So the equation is balanced now. So let's see if it's balanced really. So boron here, 2 atoms. Boron here, 2 atoms. Bromine, 6 atoms of bromine. 6 atoms of bromine. As you can see, 1 atom here times the 6 general coefficient. Then hydrogen is 6 atoms for hydrogen. 1 times 6. Then hydrogen also here is 6. Nitrogen is 6. As you can see, nitrogen here is 1. This very atom out here attached to this bracket or parenthesis will affect this nitrogen. So nitrogen here is 3 times the 2 out here. So altogether, nitrogen is 6. That's balanced. Then oxygen is 18. Oxygen, you guys can see, this is 2. 2 times 3 is 6 times 3, 18. And that's that. This is a very balanced, non-redox chemical equation. So that's it for the very first take-home we're given. So I'm very sure that many people got this right. So we are done with this very lesson. If you found this very lesson helpful or resourceful, please follow me at Revelation Hub on Facebook and subscribe to the very channel at EduMosaic. And please share this lesson also with others. See you in the next lesson. Thanks and bye for now.